Third night in the big house with darkness. And it's nice to be in the big house. This is not the same big house as the other big house, that's for sure. This is a bigger big house, and it is gorgeous out everywhere. Finally, oh, little dog is running around. Damn. I finally got some candles set up so that in the many hours of darkness in the night, I have maybe one or two candles going. And I've thought about that. You know, like one candle seems like a such a luxury, really. Look at that sky. That is some subtle shit. That is the strangest gray, wispy oddnesses. Like, I don't even know what a meteorologist would call these kind of clouds. And then the moon comes up over there. Last night it was early. I gotta turn this fucker off. Uh, the point I was trying to talk about was actually how I have no light, but let's talk about the lights there are. Sun's going down over there. Moon comes up over here. The truth is that because there's some pretty big skylights on this building, the moon actually sometimes, and this can be put on a spreadsheet, you can put it on a fucking calendar. It's real easy. There's times when the lodge has more moonlight than others. It coincidentally is the same times that I've talked about before in other videos about when the moon is most valuable. And that's calculatable in the human experience, depending on your latitude, your longitude, your time zone stuff, and all that crap. What are you doing, dog? What are you doing? What are you eating? What are you eating? What are you eating? Fuck, what is she eating? I'm gonna fucking find out. God damn it. Well, it's fine, whatever the fuck it is. If she's happy, I'm happy. I don't give a shit. It's not something poisonous. There's less and less poisonous shit here. Actually, that's not true. Overall, there's actually more poisonous stuff here than when I started. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. The main thing I'm worried about is pokeberry, and pokeberry mainly comes in after forest fires. So, uh, overall, though, it's really easy to kill. It's so cake to kill, and it doesn't like to go anywhere except where it gets to take over from other shit. So, where's the tiny dog? Where's the tiny dog? Are you inside or outside? Hey, what's going on? Oh, there she is. Okay. This is so easy by comparison to the view. Living at the view for the last, whatever, I think it's been over a year. I'm not totally sure about that, but it's been something like that. Oh, fuck. I'm really happy to be in a place with a real kitchen. You know, I'm not a great cook or anything, but I think about food a lot, especially when I'm hungry. And so, you know, and I think about the values involved. And right now I'm thinking a lot about the tools that I need or I don't need because I've just lived through a bunch of time using a very small amount of tools, very few tools in the kitchen, right? It's wonderful because we want to reduce the total number of tools to a minimum. Increasing the number of tools increases the embodied material effort to make those tools. And unless they're really good, you know, human powered tools, human powered is better than electrical. And anything with a motor, it's going to break. Sorry, your product sucks. It's a bad product and it won't last very long. Your motor breaks. Don't build shit that way. And don't buy that stuff. And that's more important. People try and tell me the consumer is not important. Consumer is king, baby. Are you kidding me? The consumer's everything. You drive the entire economy. Look in the mirror. Look around your house. Look at the stuff you have. Everything you have was made by somebody. And that somebody mm, might be a little different than you. So just a thought. And, it depends on the product. It depends on the place. It depends on the time. And I'm probably preaching to the choir here because anybody who can hear this message already probably is thinking like I do and agrees with me. Anybody else just feels insulted and like, oh, this fuck wad, tell me how to live or something. Well, I'm not. I make my choices, you make yours. And we both get the same future, more or less. We'll see what happens. Everybody dies someday. So none of it really matters. Don't get upset. But yeah, I do have to bring up topics that are difficult about, the survival of humanity and even, well, I don't even know humanity. I hate that word actually. What the fuck is humanity? People are like, oh, where's the humanity? Humanity's fucked up and evil. Are you kidding me? Have you noticed us? You we're ridiculous, completely, bizarrely strange species of strange things destroying ourselves and each other, the planet, blah blah. I'm just going to start rambling off incoherently now. Is it worth even more than that? Do I need to fucking spell it out for anybody who's paying any attention? Of course I don't. But people don't want to hear it. People do not want to fucking hear that they're destroying the entire planet because they might have to actually take some personal responsibility. And it's very well, it's moderately depressing. I don't. Is it depress? No, other shit depresses me. It's not that. Fuck everybody. I've already lost faith long ago, so that's not going to make me that bummed out. But what's weird is that, as is the case in many other cases, because cases are cases of things, and cases occur in the lifetime of cases one might experience as one perceives cases over time in one's lifetime. That's not going to make anybody laugh but just me. Uh, well, humor is on a case by case basis. So good luck with that shit. Oh, this is so comfortable. I feel like I don't feel like I'm in a jacuzzi, but in comparison to like the life I've been living for some time now, I just feel this pleasant sense of warmth, I guess, and it would be as if this chair felt like it was radiating heat out upon me. That's how it feels. It feels like a heated chair, a heated chair. It's not. It's a fucking chair in a fairly cold room, actually, which does have a nice fire over there. And I don't know the temperature because I was a lazy ass motherfucker and I did not go up to the place I came from with my van and I did not get my stuff and my shit's all spread out and confused and it's all just fine. Everything is so wonderful. To be able to sit in this chair is a pleasure that is just astoundingly wonderful. In the background, you know what I hear? Oh, shit. I hear some really pissed off bees. Oh, they're pissed off as fuck. And you know what? It's my fault. I've been doing it. And you would do it too if you lived here. Don't criticize me. Don't do it. If you do ever criticize me, do it slowly, because otherwise you'll just be wrong. Do you want to be wrong? Go right ahead. That's fine. So I mentioned earlier my dream world a little bit, and I'll mention a little bit more because I think it's one of the more interesting topics we could actually talk about. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm a fucking expert. Uh, I had really fucked up dreams when I was a small child. I I had other dreams when I was a less small child, uh, and then well later. Uh, Anyway, I've read a book on lucid dreaming, and I took a bunch of psychology classes at University of Washington, which is a really nice university, by the way. I fucking loved it. University of Washington was exactly what I loved. I loved everything about it. I did not love everybody there, but that that would require a lot of love. And but there were lots of cool people around there, and the campus is gorgeous, and the neighborhood is excellent. And there's other neighborhoods if you wanted to live in a different neighborhood. And yeah, University of Washington is like I would go there again. If I had the choice of many places, I would go there again. I would probably be a more friendly person because as a student there, I doubt any students there remember me at all. Maybe they do. Actually, some of them would. But I don't think I have contact with any of those people, which means I might have made a bad impression. So it's completely possible. And I was pretty much the um, I took risks that other people don't take, and I kept doing it too. I did not stop. But that can fuck up your relationships. Hi, are you a tiny puppy who's trying to come up on my lap? Are you a cutie? Oh, you are a cutie. Oh, well, this nightclub only has space for one little cutie baby. Oh, yeah. You gonna fall asleep? All. Do I have body warmth? I do. God damn, I love this puppy so much. It's ridiculous. Ah, all right, get off my shit. Okay, go curl up somehow. Do your puppy thing. You're annoying me. Okay, I'm sorry. Normally, I talk to puppy in a very soft voice when I'm off camera, but I was just on camera yelling at you. And unfortunately, that means that I have been rude to my puppy, and she doesn't understand why. And now she feels like I'm angry, I think. Now, this is a guess. You can second guess me, and you can say I'm an asshole, but I'm busy being me. I got shit to do. And this dog is covered in seeds. Oh my God, she has a fucking. Okay. God damn. Hair came out with that shit. That's fucked up. Okay. Sorry, honey. Look, we'll just leave the rest of them there. Okay. She's still got more seeds on her, quite a bit, but fuck it. I got seeds on me sometimes too. I got, well, you know, it's tough to keep all the trails cleared here. It really is. Hey, honey, you sweetie baby. Mwah. There you are. Okay, so what do you want? Can you like figure your shit out or something? Like, I don't know. What do you want? Look, I'm gonna relax. Okay, you gonna relax? Can you relax? Like maybe over here. Look at this place or this place. Just go somewhere other than right here. It's actually kind of a cute spot to be. It's on my belly. I'm kind of reclined, and I'm a man of my age, and I do have a little bit of a belly. And, I don't have abs or something. I hate to disappoint, but uh, my belly's like a little shelf for her. Huh. Maybe we co-evolved to have me have like a little dog bed on my belly. Somehow I doubt that. All right, so I have one candle out here. That's fucking awesome. And you know what? It's a different kind of candle. I'm going to show it to you. It's awesome. Here we go. There we go. That is a candle on a copper stand made in Santa Clara de Cobre, which is a town near here that makes shit out of copper. Really cool town. Strongly recommended as a tourist destination for the day. You could stay in a hotel there, though. It's really nice and fresh up there. And you could like walk around and you would see more copper cool products than you'll ever have seen in your whole life before. Probably. Unless you come from a place where people are just crazy about copper. So it's a great town, Santa Clara de Cobre. And you can get a torta in the plaza. You could get a, is that the place you get the torta de tostadas or something weird? I don't know. I think I ate something like that there. It's hard to remember. But, and then there's some other places I'd love to go around there, actually. I'd love to go hang around there more. I think those folks are real nice. And then that's also a good combination with a trip to a place called Zirahuen, which is hard to spell. And I probably misspelled it more than I have spelled it right. I think it might be Zirahuen. Zirahuen. But is it an H or a J? No, it's an H, isn't it? This is an H. And then there might be an accent in there. That's always a little confusing, but you can find it. And it's a deep blue, beautiful lake, and real nice people live around there. And you can, there's a ton of restaurants there you can get food at. I only recently did I do a drive around the lake, and I was driven by somebody else. Somebody was nice enough to be a driver, and we were out exploring places. It was quite enjoyable, very fun. This was, I don't know, a year ago. Somewhere. I don't know when it was. And it was so pleasant just to see these nice views of places. And actually, now what I want to do is I want to actually go into Google Earth, and I love exploring on Google Earth. It just, I'm pretty isolated out here. Right now, I got one charged light. That's my last charged light of the night. I may have charged something else. I hope I did. And I hope it's not plugged in right now because my whole system will crash. It's really, electrical adventures out here. In fact, what would I, see, the candle's not enough. That's the problem. Candles are not very strong. I mean, how many candle lights does this thing have or something, right? In measurement of light, lumens, light, terminology, shit that I don't remember very well. But, how many, like, what if I lit four candles? Could that compete with this LED light? For how long? At what cost? And then I have to replace the candles and I have to replace the light. And the light costs something, and it costs something to have the material to charge it. None of this shit is magic. This is what pisses me off about some environmental people is they think solar power is magic shit. What kind of fucking did these people go read some fucking books, dumb fucks? God damn it. There are a lot of environmentalists. I wish they would shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of the way. We're looking at the collapse of civilization, and you're just some pissant little shithead trying to take advantage of it, misinterpret it in a whole variety of ways. And, maybe we just don't agree. But I doubt that. I doubt that very much. I think we agree just fine. I think that you make choices in what your activism is and who you judge and how, who you want to fight and how. And maybe we have different visions. Maybe we don't agree on things like what the past has been, what the present is, how things could be in the future, how energy usage works, how culture develops, how cultures develop, how they evolve and change. How do we know anything? I mean, let's get back to a fucking epistemology. I mean, if young dumb fuck assholes don't even understand epistemology, fuck humanity completely. It's all over. Little more than animals. You fucking dumb fucks. It is just evil how much we're fucking the world. And people can't even have a goddamn conversation. It's a little depressing. Now, I don't know if that was ever any different. And I'm not saying people now are worse than they were before. I'm not going to say that. I'm only one person. I am I think it's reasonable to say I'm pretty fucked up. I'm pretty strange, not on the the good, well-developed path kind of guy. And that's good. I've chosen that, and I will suffer from it and die from it. Fuck it all. Just my atoms will disperse into the universe. But in the meantime, we got some problems, about understanding and sharing ideas about what what might be a good idea or a bad idea for the future of you and humanity. And I really believe we could actually get really smart and we could probably even do a good job. And that's the most optimistic shit you're going to ever hear about from my mouth. It's a very difficult thing. Uh, oh god damn. There was a big fire in the fireplace in the morning, and I made it. I made it a big, strong fire to drive out whatever's living in here that isn't me or my puppy. Those are the two people who get to currently live here. Me and my puppy. And all the rats and bats got to get the fuck out. So there was a big fire in the fireplace, and it had pine wood, it had oak wood. And the oak wood burns a little longer, the pine wood burns faster and helps the oak wood, which is wetter, dry out and burn, but it burns less fast, and you can kind of maintain a nice fire over time. It's fire management. And if you were going to have ever, for example, Bosque badges of like being certified to do something, or you could steal this idea and just do it wherever you are, or you could just say, Brian thinks that people should know how to make fires. It's a basic skill. Now, maybe it's not important in most places. I guess it isn't. I mean, if you never have to make a fire, then you never have to make a fire. It's no problem. I'm not telling people what to do. Uh, I do have to make an outline of skills that I teach here, and God, I'm all covered in these seeds that came off this dog. You know what? It's worth it. She's totally a cutie, and she's all zonked out next to my leg. She's completely zonked out. Oh my God. You could have badges almost that you could award people, and maybe I should do that. You know how there's like permaculture certification, right? Well, I can give you a permaculture certification certificate. I can say that you are trained to know about permaculture. I want to do that. That's fine. But I want to do more detailed things. I want to have really fairly specific utilitarian skills that people learn and that somehow I can trust that they know them. Okay. And this is back to me as a client of a certification. I'm a big fan of social contracts, right? I've talked about them, and people are always confused what I mean, and it sounds probably dogmatic, but bullshit or something to a lot of people, but whatever. I've talked about that in other videos. You can go watch those. But I like the idea of certification that you can trust a certifying board, agency, thing, school, entity, university, or something, and you could actually trust that a person who is certified in a particular skill set, which might be, it could be a couple hundred badges that you earn over your lifetime, and it could have different levels. I don't know. That'd be fun to come up with like tonight or tomorrow. We could do it right now, except that I have books I want to go get. I have books on Boy Scout training, Navy levels, a couple other military books. I have books about different Buddhist priesthood type of orders in a variety of contexts, and a few other spiritual paths that have steps you go through. I don't want to, do a lot of that kind of shit. I really don't. That's not what I'm into. I'd really like it to be fairly utilitarian, actually focused. In fact, I would love it to all be utilitarian. In fact, anything that wasn't utilitarian would be very suspect, I think. Yeah. It, let's think about that. I think we should think about that. Why do I hear weird noises sometimes? Oh, fuck. I know what that noise is. This is the sound of the analogy of the fire continuing. So I was burning the fire to drive out the bats and the rats and the mice. And I'm doing this with a dying light at the moment, so you'll have to forgive me. Everything's going to go dark pretty soon, but everything will be okay. I burned this fire for a lot of the day, and I let it die down for part of it. And the night before this, I let it all go cold. I let the building go cold. Because what I'm trying to do also is bother the bees up there. And I'm trying to make it too cold for them and too hot for them. Now, they're already used to the cold, okay? They've been living here for years, and this is the second swarm that is come and lived here. They understand it's a good place to live inside my roof. It's totally convenient for me because someone's going to get stung and die. So no one should get in my ass about, kicking these bees out of this building. Okay. There's wild bees out there. If you go on trails, don't fuck with shit. You probably won't. It'll be fine. Sorry. I don't want to be scary. Um, they're fine out there. You're not going to fuck with them. But here, they're in the building, and that's not good for someone who has a bee allergy, for example. And that's really bad for me because um, in my entirely self-interested, non-loving, and hateful way, I would very much like to protect anyone from never getting stung by a bee here, even though there are hives of bees over there, but no one should go there. See, it's not a place they should go. So, All right, so this fire analogy is really just reality. It's, things begin, you can get them going if you put some energy into it, but you got to feed it to make it work and live. And so right now I'm watching a dying fire, but it's not exactly dying. It's about like how I feel. This fire, I like it. It has a couple oak logs. Oh, I think I'll just. Oh, this would be so nice. Oh my God. Oh, this is very comfortable. I'm not even cold at all. I don't even have a sweater on. I'm just fine. This fire is like me. It's sleeping, but not dead. Big fucking difference. So one candle, one LED, and I've got the LED because the camera. That's for you. You're wasting my electricity right now. You realize that? Just so I can communicate with you. I can't believe you're doing this to me. You're draining my electricity. Of course, it was already drained. If you didn't get that as a joke, well, that's not a funny joke, I guess. But I'm not good at humor, right? I'm working on humor, actually. One of the thoughts I have about doing these long live broadcasts is that maybe some small percentage of crap I say might occasionally be funny uh, or ironic or I don't know. I mean, my whole life is so strange. It's some part of it might be something. I don't know. Fuck it. I'll be dead before I figure that out. So, um, anyway, that fire over there, that fire, I could, I could make one of two choices, and I've got them right now today. Okay, I could either stoke it up, put more wood on it, or let it go out. And I already used up all my oak logs on it, but they're not burned because it didn't take. It went out mostly. So I would have to go and poke at it with a stick, which is actually really fun to do. And as far as like, for example, if you had a hearthkeeper badge, in fact, that should be the certification. The certification should be hearthkeeper. You know how like people read these Harry Potter books, you know? I read them until I read one and got bored with, and then I stopped. But I read like four, maybe. I don't know how many I read. And I saw some movies, but I forgot which ones, and I didn't see them in order, so I'm just confused, and now I don't give a shit. But, you know, in current young people type thoughts, or I guess me too, I guess I'm not that young, um, there's the idea of having badges, certifications, scores, winning, and I love the idea. I think it's great. And I want to see that done with more types of things. That someone knows the basic terminology of a topic, for example, is a level one badge for certain types of topics, like nonviolent communication, for example, which is something I don't completely understand, but sounds good. And I read a different book by the same author, and I'm going to read it again actually. And uh, that's there's a bunch of philosophies of things which are really kind of hard to certify people in, I guess. So I guess I back off a little bit from that. I would almost rather certify people for purely utilitarian skills. On the other hand, Well, no decision needs to get made today, that's for damn sure. Would be a bad idea. And decisions really should never be fully made. They're just in flux at different levels of change. And that's how the law has to work. And it has to be under control of the people, actually. And I would love to hear about any societies in which that is the case. I would love to be educated about that. But I warn you, I'm already kind of educated about a lot of shit. And I know a lot of shit is bullshit. So don't fuck around, don't fuck. So the issue with the fire, if I fire it up, it's easier to start in the morning. And it's really a luxury to have a fire in the morning. Huge luxury. It's really nice. Um, and that means that somebody has to get out of bed when it's relatively cold out. Although, fuck, I'm so tough at this point that, well, no, I take it back. Wait, fuck, I take that shit back. I was just about to brag that I can handle the cold. No, I can handle cold here with not a lot of preparation. I can handle it in Seattle with a little bit of preparation. But actual cold, where people live, where it's really cold, no, they would think I was told was. So I'm not saying that I'm some expert on cold. I don't want to be. I really don't. Uh, in fact, around here, I'm gonna improve outdoor areas to be because it is so comfortable here. It's not that cold out, really. And I had a New Year's Eve party here actually once. It was really fun, and it had a cool fire thing. I made a Swedish log, like four of them, and then burned it. And some did better than others, and I got to redo that whole experiment. It's terrible. So, do I fire up the fire or not? Do I fire up the fire or not? Does it matter? No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know what time it is. Uh, I don't have sleeping pills. I don't even have a fucking good notebook in this building, although I could probably find one. I have no ability to use a computer. That is a huge, like, in terms of my world, that should be considered disabled. If I can't fucking use a computer, are you kidding me? I can't create, you know? And the time I want to create's at night because in the daytime I want to go do shit. So half the shit I've tried to charge up doesn't charge up anymore. It's too old. I've owned it for over 10 years. This stuff you buy, like this light even here right now, it's okay. But I mean, I charge it up like all day. And I've got what, hour, 2 hours of light out of it, maybe a night. And now it just went really weirdly dim. God, fuck you, motherfucker. It's cheaply made shit. Probably from China. You know what feels really good is that it doesn't matter what I do. Right now, tonight, today, right now, I have a bed to sleep in, and I've got a cutie puppy who I have to stay alive for, which is actually a good thing because it'll probably keep me alive. And if I had food, I know if I wanted food, if I wanted food, I could get it somehow. But you know what? My belly's full. I ate today, so it doesn't matter. Tomorrow comes again, and I've got really good lists of crap I have to do. And if I don't do that stuff, then, you know, everything will be harder. And if I do it, it'll be easier. So that's pretty simple. I mean, philosophy's not hard, is it? Do shit you should do. Be virtuous. What the fuck is that word, virtuous? Fucking stoicists and shit. I don't understand that. I gotta look into stoicism more. I don't know what the fuck. Is that just more than attitude? I don't know. And yes, I have read about it extensively. And I'm an older dude than you, probably. And yeah, it's all great. It's all great. Of course, everyone thinks that. Fuck this fire. What do I want? What do I want? That's a good fucking question to ask. Like, if I had a choice, right? That's a great question. I love that question. I'm going to ask myself that. Like, because I'm so messed up in my head that, like, I don't always know what I want. I want to die. Yes, I want to die sometime, but not at the moment because I need to have a will and, well, actually, it's a very it's a very comfortable chair, so this would be a good place. I have no location problem. That's wonderful. But I do have to make some prior arrangements in terms of. I would like to figure out where I'd like to be buried. You know, I don't want to be cremated that much, unless, and this would be totally fucking cool, unless we could do like a whole funeral pyre. I think it's called Pyre. I'm not sure. You know, I don't know all the words, just most of them. Uh, they like burn my body on a big wooden structure. The problem is that if I die at the wrong time of year, what the fuck, motherfucker? God, fuck. Bullshit tangling my hair. Get the fuck off my head. I need a comb. I need a bunch of crap from the other building. Anyway, so like this fire, I will die. And in at the moment, I'm going to try and come back. Okay, I'm not going to die right now. Probably, it's tempting. Be a good idea. You know, it just get rid of all my problems. Really, it's not a bad thing. Uh, but you know, even if I let this fire, when I go to sleep tonight, even if I let it die down a lot, you know what's going to happen? It's going to slowly smolder. And when I wake up early in the morning, before the first light, because they're necessities of biology. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna be fucked. I didn't get a bucket or anything, and if I have no light, now my phone will have. Fuck, my phone's almost dead. Fuck, fuck. I'm fucked. Shit will happen. Don't worry about it. Just stay out of that. I'll wake up, and the thing is, the allegorical fire, literal fire, will be really easy to start again with some macote. I actually prefer resin chips to a cote, but both are good. They have their place, and it depends on what kind of tinder you have. And I'm working on having supplies of materials to make fires very easily. And that has not been the smoothest request to be fulfilled. I'll work on that shit. And I have several weird solutions. But the point is that even if this fire goes to sleep tonight, and even if I go to sleep tonight, I will wake up tomorrow and I can wake this fire up and I can make it burn very well tomorrow morning. And I will be fighting against the bees that are in the ceiling. Okay, I'm going to piss them off. It's a good idea to do that. I want to mess things up for bees up there as much as possible. It's a terrible way to feel. I feel horrible about it. But I've been fighting this problem for 17 years. And in two phases. There's been two phases of the battle. It's actually a totally different war, same location. Bees want to live there. That entire place, once we do get rid of these bees, needs to be cemented the fuck over completely with rock work and all sorts of crap or anything. And no bee should ever get anywhere near that place again. And it's a really great place to do it since it's right next to a fireplace. We can do some cool shit. But no more bees there ever. And it's just because I can predict the future. It's not that I can exactly predict it because I'm all mystical and shit. Okay, that crap is bullshit. I can predict the future because I can see them now and I can see the vectors, risks, and assessments that create a possible future. I should probably get a fucking job in insurance, although in my case, it's insurance for humanity because there is no monetary amount of insurance that's going to save civilization. Insurance is a fucking ridiculous gambling joke. And if you get land in Florida, get the fuck out. On the other hand, I could fire this fire up right now. Get some beautiful flames going. The fuck are these fucking apps on my fucking phone trying to tell me what to do? That is really annoying. That was this app called Tinder. You go on it, and there's chicks on it, and you either like them or you don't like them. And then I've never met any of them, so I mean, I live far away from everything, and the only ones I click positive on are probably age inappropriate. Although not always. And you know, I'm not dead yet, but uh, you know, it's hard to trust people, and that's not a trust issue on my part. That is a trustworthiness issue on other people's part. Not all of them, just some, probably most. Yeah. Oh my God, the puppy cute. Okay, so fire, no fire, fire, no fire, fire, no fire. You know what? I'm just living in limbo, maybe. I just fucking drag it out as far as I can. Fuck it. Fuck it. Suffering fuck it dash. And how I do have a question. I mean, it's a reasonable question. If I was to actually like compare an LED light with a candle, okay, let's do it. Now this is a special candle. I don't use these normally. Here's the kind of candle I normally use. Okay, it's like this. You can barely see it. Sorry about that. Everything's dying really quickly. God damn everything. Okay, this is in a tiny jar. Okay, I've been using those lately. They're cute. They're very convenient. They seem very safe. And at the end, you get a shot glass. But you know how many shot glasses I need? Zero. It's actually, for me, wasted glass unless I can buy refills, which is entirely possible and totally doable, and would make these really cool, convenient, tiny candles available to people. It's not a bad idea. Anyway, so let me turn this guy off right here. Okay, what do we got? What can we do with one fucking candle? Arr! Well, if I hold on that side, that's kind of bright for you. And then if I hold on this side, that's actually kind of pleasant, isn't it? Hey, baby, how you doing? Wait, where am I supposed to look? I'm supposed to look at the camera. Where you at? What are you wearing? That's inappropriate, and I don't apologize. But you're not here. You're nowhere near me, and you probably never will be. So don't find me guilty of anything, please. And if you have psychological damage from any interaction with me, then you probably had psychological damage before, and you should go blame your DNA or your parents. So how are we doing here on this candle bullshit? This is this is a fucked up candle. Okay, that's too close. I wonder if I could burn my mustache off with this. I probably could, but you know what? I think that video would not end well, so we're not going to do that part. But yeah, interesting candle. If I had two of them, I'd have 2 points of contact. But like right now, I'm further away, and what's happening is you can barely see me. Watch this shit. Actually, that's very interesting. This thing's dying so much it didn't even help. So candles do work. Okay, so a candle beats a dying LED light. That's what we've learned. This is science in fucking action, baby. Oh, but I'm scared of the candle is the problem. It makes me, god damn, fuck, god, fuck. All right. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Fuck. Okay, so that's not good. Huh. That's fine. Everything's cool. Okay. Super cool. Fucker. So what I just did there was stick a couple of sticks underneath some thick logs that are not burning well because they're oak. And that's going to allow more airflow underneath them. Because if you're going to learn about making fires, then you have to learn about airflow and shit. And in my case here, I'm going to stick a piece of ecote in there. In this case, it's in a really stupid location, so that sucks. But now I'll take a thing here which you can't see. No one can see anything anymore, can they? Too bad. So sad. And I'm going to take a straw fan. Okay, it's a straw fan that you can buy. They're super cheap. Ladies sell them. They make them out of lake reeds, and you should buy them. They're cool. If you have any use at all for them, and you could even donate them to a place. If you go to a place that has them, I use them, and they last quite a while actually. So it's not like I have a shortage. I followed my own advice, I buy stuff from anybody local I can, and I recommend that highly. A lot of hardworking people around here, and they make really cool, creative stuff. All over the whole state, actually. And you can buy it in Pottsboro. You can buy it in Morelia. I think it's more fun if you're traveling, if it works out for you, then it's more fun to go to the town and buy it right from the people. It's way more fun. I've only done that sometimes. I haven't done it everywhere, but I actually have a list of like all the cool places, and it's not even hard to find, anyone else's list either. It's not like a secret list. Like, I want to go to Coitilla and I want to buy cheese there. Well, in that case, I want to bring some like cool French expensive cheeses and say, hey, how come you guys don't make this? Figure that shit out. But apparently they do just fine doing things the way they do them. So it's fine. Well, I'm going to leave that there. I suspect this fire is going to reignite tonight. And maybe I won't go to sleep tonight very early. This is the most comfortable I've been. I feel like I'm fucking on vacation here. I really do. Oh, this is so nice. You know, I could light another candle if I wanted. Fuck, I totally could. I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna have two candles. That's excellent. Uh, Yarr! Oh, that's way better. Oh yeah. Actually, two candles is better than 200% of one candle because the angle, this fucking light is bullshit. Although, how the fuck am I gonna get back anywhere? God damn. God fucking damn it. All right, we'll work it out. Oh, this is nice. Look at this shit. Sorry if I'm a little dark. My humor is dark. Uh, but wow, this is so cool. Look at this. This is so nice. Look, I have two candles. That's really nice. Right here. Well, this is really fun, actually. I mean, for me, not for you. I don't know why someone would watch such a long, boring video. Unless maybe you're in love with me. Who knows? It's a bad idea. Be in love with my ideas. Make my ideas your children and spread them. I'm kind of not joking, actually. I think so much shit is so fucked up, and so many systems are such a mess that, uh, it sounds arrogant to say, hey, you should spread my idea. Well, if you like it, spread it. Okay. And I don't know, you can call it your own if you want. It's a little lame, but do it. Change it, do it, implement it, implement it. You know what? That's the more fucking important thing. Fuck ideas, man. Fuck your ideas. If you can't implement anything, then it's not worth shit. Which is funny for me to say since I've been here for 17 years now. You know what's interesting? I'm actually doing what I want to do, given some odd circumstances lately. But overall, yeah. Um, and it is true that I have other goals. It is true that I have other visions of, community, family, people, etc. But uh, I have to be involved in situations in which everybody's happy and they're all fulfilled, and it's a good thing. And I don't have that now, and I don't have the people to create it with, and so therefore, I'm open to listening to people and proposals. Holy fuck, is my fucking beard coming back in? Damn, it is. Look at it. I need a mirror down here, probably. I don't have a mirror, do I? Oh, I have a mirror somewhere. Yeah, I have a mirror over there. I just didn't look in it. Fuck. Look, this whole mustache thing is such bullshit. It's hilarious, actually. I kind of like it. It's funny. Ah, yeah. Facial hair is hilarious. I think it's great. It's like one of the very few benefits of being male. And apparently I'm male. Uh, I get a free disguise on my face. Or a toy. Just like chicks play with their hair, I play with my beard. I shave it around. I think I should actually shave it here, 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 leave a thing here, let it grow for a bit, grow this shit out, and then take some pictures and then cut that shit off. That'd be really, that'd be fun. Uh, and then I don't know what's next. Does it really matter? Not really. I had a long beard recently. It was kind of fun, but it was also annoying because one of the problems if you have a beard is that you roll over on your pillow and then your beard squishes up and goes in your fucking nostrils, which is highly invasive, inappropriate, and not permitted. Unacceptable entirely. And that's the kind of beard that gets cut off if it's on my face. This shit grows too fast, and I need to buy some goddamn scissors. I only owned one pair of scissors I can cut this with. It's always far away. Okay, it was 400 yards, 400 meters away. Yards and meters are vaguely similar. Uh, Meters are bigger. Uh, and now it's 100, probably about 100 yards that way. A little more, maybe. I don't know. So, anyway, everything's about to get way better. Like, my whole life's going to get more comfortable. For the first time in 2.5 years, I'm going to be able to take care of myself and not feel as bad, I hope, about myself and stuff. I'll fix up some shit and I'm going to try and be awesome and excellent. I don't know if I can do it or not, but those are pretty candles, really. They're real simple. Just simple candles. And the thing is, they give off a lot more light than the container candles because the container candles burn slower for a longer time. These burn faster, but they give better light. These are more of a fire hazard. That's a problem. I'm really against fire hazards. Right now, believe me, I've already done an evaluation on all possible fire hazards and location I'm at, and I should have a fire. I should have a fire extinguisher, but overall risk is low. I could probably figure shit out, but it's still like, fire anywhere it's at, anywhere near me, anywhere in this whole Bosque, all fire must be controlled. It is absolutely critical because we don't want forest fire. We want lots of forest. We want lots of forest, but we don't want forest fire. And so we're going to be in this symbiotic relationship with the forest as far as like where people are and where the forest is, and then how those two interact to keep the people from burning up, to manage the forest correctly, which include some controlled burns. It depends, and things are complicated. And there's burn piles of branches, which are a great idea. We've had great success here with burn piles of branches that later become gardens. And so, really, we could just terrace, hand terrace. I'm talking shovels and sweat. I'm talking, you know, if you're going to sculpt the land, there are huge advantages to doing it in a very gentle way. And I'm willing to use a bulldozer, and I have, and I will. But 80% of this property here should never experience that. So, if we're going to change another 20%, 25, 40% even, I mean, that'd be, you know, that could take 100 years. If you got, people doing it with sweat and shovels, sweat and shovels protects the land as a tool set, and bulldozers don't. And so I am both pro bulldozer for some uses and anti bulldozer for others. And I would be willing to consider bobcat type, very small bulldozer idea, perhaps actually, because they seem very small actually, and they're about the width that I would want a two-person trail to be. So they could actually really quickly dig trails, make terrace spots, not damage trees, um, control water flow, not be so big, I guess. And I like bulldozers. They're big and cool, and they just great at making roads and stuff. But these little tiny things, maybe. In fact, I saw one that was so tiny it was ridiculous. A guy was riding it like a fucking riding lawnmower. I saw a video, and it was just this digging out, leveling diggy machine thing. Did I make this up in a dream? I don't think so. Was it green? I don't know. Have I gone insane? I wish. That would be easier, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, that stuff's smoking more over there in that fireplace. It might catch on fire if I went over there and blew the fan on it again, and we could keep chatting with our two candles. I could make a show called Two Candles, YouTube channel. I could make one called Three Candles, Four Candles, Five Candles. I could make a show called Fuck Your Candles. Don't tell me how many fucking candles to have. You fucking God, fucking God. Is it bad to curse on YouTube? Do I need to bleep that out? Am I gonna get canceled or something? I don't even know. I'm just trying to upload this shit, save it, because I might die sometime. I no longer know if I'm gonna die or not. There's issues, and there was issues more than there are now. I can't tell. Things are complicated. There are risks to things, and um, I don't care. I'm just like, this is the first time I've just felt like today is the best day there's been. It's just so comfortable, and um, if I want something, I can go find it, probably, including the bed. Just go to fucking sleep, man. Sleep in a place that's not cold, and puppy there. She's so cute. It's amazing. Right now, she's boring as shit. Why are you sleeping? Actually, I'm glad she's sleeping. I'm just fucking around. She's making little squeaky noises. What? Are you squished under there? What the fuck? Are you dreaming? Oh, I woke her up. Oopsies. Okay, go back to sleep. I think she's dreaming about weird shit, like squirrels or birds or something. She recently she started chasing birds, and she's she's cuddling back in. I don't understand how her neck doesn't break. I mean, if I could sleep like that, I could sleep like between a couple logs. I mean, well, actually, these are soft logs. This is the side of the chair and my leg, so it's not exactly logs. But yeah, she's more flexible than I am. I guess kids are that way too, right? I mean, I've seen pictures, and I was one of them, like where you wake up somewhere and and your parents probably carried you in asleep, like you were a tiny puppy once. Somebody carried you around probably. Uh, my parents were probably very good. All right, should we try it? You want to do it? Are you ready? Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Let's fire up this fire for fun. I don't know if it'll work. It's smoking. It's going up the chimney entirely. Ah, ah. And the cool thing is that it's fun to play with. I think there's some things about. Well, this is doing really well in there. I kind of like that. Oh yeah, baby. You know what? It's not just the fucking heat. The heat is nice. It's the light. Right now, I can see this whole room again. I am brought out of the darkness by a simple fire. That is good. And so that's something I haven't thought about a ton in my fire designs, and um, I've written about those and talked about them somewhat. But I think down below in a building, in the first floor, down in what might be the parking garage, except hopefully you don't have a parking garage under your building. Put it somewhere the fuck else. Those are specialty vehicles, and they should be handled different ways. Underneath your building, you need to be putting things that produce heat to go up into your building if you want heat. And maybe you want cold, so that's a different goal, and it depends on your latitude, longitude, depends on what your goals are. But digging in is a really good idea, and if you dig in, then your fire should be dug in too with you. Primal goodness, baby, in the cave. Oh, yeah. And I don't know how you want to design that. You could have different spaces for different things. I mean, you could have a brewery down there if you wanted to need to keep that at a stable temperature. You could have you wouldn't have root cellars down there because you're trying to generally probably heat it up. Now it depends. There's other climates where you want to cool it down. So everything I say about this is going to depend on your climate. So I can't tell you what to do exactly based on your climate, although I should probably address every single zone there is. Now, it turns out I'm a guy who can predict the future, and I believe that living in the subtropics is the best place to live. If you don't know what the subtropics are, go look it up. I forgot. I just live here. It's something to do with like, latitude, longitude probably, and I don't know, tropic Cancer, Capricorn, I don't know who the fuck. You go figure it out. But the point is, live in a place where you look up on weatherspark.com, for example, and you compare your climate with other places, and you decide you want to live in a place that's comfortable, where you shouldn't have to use energy for heating or cooling. Now, the truth is that if you invest enough into architecture, you can live in places that are like that. You can totally do it. No problem. Except there's a lot of problems because it's going to cost a lot. So, good luck. But even in the subtropics, a guy like me might think, hey, shit could be changing in the world. There could be climate change. Hi, cutie baby. Uh, uh, and there's huge benefits of digging in any case. And so we need to dig in, even if we're here in the easiest climate. Um, and I would suggest that all around the world, off the coastline, get off the coast, dig in. And you might want to think about a whole bunch of other stuff before you invest in anywhere new anyway, because it could be that where you live has other problems. Good luck with that. And I can advise you, and you can take or leave what I say. That's fine. But there's too many climates to talk about at the moment. But you can start with Google Earth, and you can, think about where your water comes from and uh, what oceans you have access to and what forests there are. And, um, you know, where will your great grandchildren live? Not that it matters to you. You're going to die. I mean, fuck them. But you have some genetic programming that says that you should care about your offspring, right? You have some. Most people do. It's normal. It's okay. Uh, but if you don't do anything that actually helps them, if you accept a world that kills them, then I'm not sure you're well. I don't want to question anyone else's choices, um, but uh, the stuff that's going on now did not happen before. And it did happen before at smaller scales. And so we can learn from what happened before in the collapse of civilizations, and we can think to ourselves, huh, maybe we're doing the same thing that happened before on a bigger scale. And that would be correct. Probably, yeah. Unfortunately, sucks. But we're bad custodians of the earth. If you do believe in a Judeo Christian God of any kind, whether it be Islam, Judaism, or Christianity, then God is disappointed in you. You are not good custodians of the earth. You lose. Earth loses. Your God loses. Everybody loses. All losers. Other religions, I don't know that much about. I've read about many. There are some that are more nature focused, but you know, unless they're out there planting trees heavily and trying to save the world and really earth focused in a real way, not just watching the moon and being, magicy chicks and stuff, uh, or not being like followers of any gurus anywhere, or, well, pretty much no religion's going to impress me unless they are actually nature based, totally focused on planting and focused on restoring the earth to maximum health. And other than that, any religion that does not embrace that, uh, I wish them luck, and I hope they don't bother me. And I have no interest in them whatsoever. Their God is not my God because their God is a God of death, and humanity right now is the God of death. And we either fix that, restore it, or we don't. That's hardcore shit. I know it's mean to say. I'm sorry to say it. I'm real sorry. But I've got my two candles here, so the two candles told me to say it. I've gone completely nuts now. See, now I'm listening to candles tell me what to say. Ugh. I can hear the beehive up there. I think the fire's pissing them off. It's not really hot fire right now. It's a very mellow fire actually. But I think just this amount of time, just having a fire, 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 is slowly messing up their society, and it's terrible. I really do apologize to them. I did talk to a beekeeper. He does not want to come here and get them out of the roof. We require ripping off the roof while there's live bees in it, and no one wants to do that on a ladder over a place where they could fall down and break their fucking legs. Nobody's interested. I've checked for 17 years. Okay, not the whole time. And yeah, they just got to move or die. That's it, move or die, and that's true for people too. The places people live, a whole bunch of cities are just going to be dead meat. I mean, come on, are you joking me? Move now, move now. Find some place else, dig in, and try and survive. And that should be true for all of humanity that wants to survive. And no, I'm not a big survivalist, and no, I don't, have an army or a cult or anything. And anyone can come here and kill me. It's easy to do, and they could steal my fairly meager amount of food. It's not a lot, uh, and it would give them exactly not much. There's no well here, so there's no water. It's a pretty big deal. Uh, I'm just not worth anything, which is really great. If I'm ever worth anything, I probably won't talk about it, you know, because that doesn't seem safe. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I'm planning for my grave, baby. Oh, yeah. So that fire's going now, just a little bit. It's a nice mellow fire. See, I like that. I should have fires because I'm good at making raging fires, right? And truth be told, as far as the analogy of the fires go, I would like to make raging fires. I would like to make a fire that spreads across the world, and I would like to make there be justice and peace and restore ecosystems. And it's not going to happen. There's no way. Everybody's against that. The only way that can happen is after I'm dead and after civilization collapses. And if I write my stuff up well enough and transmit it well enough, then it will be useful to the people who continue to live. And there'll be other people who are somewhat useful, and I can try and make a good collection. And I think the thing is that the pragmatics can be saved of how to restore technologies that were so-called primitive technologies, uh, but were actually very sustainable, and also, pseudo-industrial technologies. I mean, just because civilization falls doesn't mean we won't necessarily have copper, and you can do a lot with copper. I'm using copper candlesticks right now, sitting right there with them. And so there's options. I don't know, and those are tough choices for civilization to make in the future, not for me to make. I'll probably be dead anyway. Doesn't matter. Everybody dies so fast, so fast. This fucking dog better not die though. Hey, bitch! You're not allowed to die. That's fun to say. She does not know what I'm saying. She's very good at knowing when to give a shit about what I'm saying or what not to. In this case, she opened her eyes, looked at me, and closed them again. Which is just fine. She's such a cutums. And she's just training herself. She really is. I mean, not entirely. I'm doing some work, but not a lot. Like a little bit by little bit, she is starting to ask whether she could come in this door or out of it. And I think I should encourage that behavior. Like sometimes leave it open. That's fine. And then other times, like, because this worked up at the View, where she started to just on her own decide whether she could come in or out and decide to look at me and say, "Oh, is it okay?" And I like that, because like if I ever did travel with her, I would want her to control her space within the vehicle, and uh, she needs to be like really well trained. And yeah, I'm losing IQ points by the moment. Yeah, I don't like slang very much, or more accurately, I don't like slang that I don't use. Because the stuff I don't use is clearly used by dumb people. And I'm clearly a highly intelligent person. And any slang I use is excellent, and everyone should love it. But not the slang other people use, because that indicates that they are dumb fucks in one way or the other. So now I'm afraid to give examples because someone's going to get all pissed off because they love that slang. Like, they're going to double down on their slang. Marketing type people use slang. It goes through them like waves because they have no actual value. Oh, shit, did I really say that? I take it back if I can. They do have value as people, probably. Uh, Maybe I just don't know enough about what they do. And maybe I'm against marketing. I'm not sure. It's late. I'm probably drunk. And I can think of one marketing guy I did like. He was at Microsoft Press a long time ago. He was a nice guy. He did not know what he was doing. He was a nice guy, though. He might have learned some shit along the way. He did not know when he showed up. But business type people they like to stick together, and uh, it's hard to say. I wish I could like sleep for a couple days or something. I wish I had my sleeping pills. They're in another building. I never did go get them. I had a big list and it was on it. And I want to go to sleep and just sleep all night. Be really great. Maybe I can do it. I bet I could. I think my puppy actually helps me sleep better. I think she's like a sleeping pill. Not one that you eat, but one that you have in your bed. And she really wants to go to bed when it's really cold. Like right now, I mean, she's right next to me, okay? She's stealing my body heat. She's in an easy chair next to my leg. I mean, she's really happy girl. She's asleep. She's totally asleep. And anytime I get up and I open the door or do anything, she jumps out of bed or wherever I'm at. I'm on a chair right now. And she's really attentive. Like, she's fucking really weird little dog. Uh, I think she makes me slightly more responsible because I feel like in the morning I have to do things to take care of her. And actually, tomorrow I do. I have to cut stitches out of her fucking belly. And I was confused earlier about what day it was, and I got confused about the calendar and all this stuff. But her belly's just fine, and it's been the right number of days today. So today is actually the day I'm supposed to do it. Not doing it at the moment. I'm busy. I get no light. I'm drinking a little bit, and it's not going to happen. And so tomorrow, though, it's going to be light out, and I'm here, and I've got all this. I think I have a surgical kit somewhere. I got to find my fucking surgical kit, and I can sterilize it. I don't need a whole surgical kit, but this baby deserves the best. Also, where's my surgical kit? So I'd like to know. And it's either here in a different building, but it's somewhere, and I got to do things. And so one of the things I'm gonna do is like cut all the stitches out of her belly, and it's gonna go great, no problem. And she doesn't even know this is going on. She doesn't even know she's been sterilized. So uh, she healed up really quick. She never had any signs of any problem. Uh, there was just no problem. So my veterinarian, uh, I have a few veterinarians because I want to have as many veterinarians available as possible to help me with anything I might need in the way I want it to be done. And so right now I've got, I think, four, three, three. One guy I just buy dog food from. I could have five if I wanted, but right now I'm pretty settled into the folks I got. And the guy I currently use, we'll call him the Dragon Guy. That'd be a good name for him. And he's just always been real solid, nice guy. I mean, he seems to know what he's doing. He went to school in Morelia. His kids are cool. His wife's nice. They just, they got a good place I can pull my van up to, and I can buy shit and have things done. So, yeah, they're just a really great veterinarian, veterinary place or whatever. And they also sell dog food and stuff and other things. And sometimes they have rabbits. That guy came up to my house and he saw my rabbits. That was cool. And how I raise them. I don't think that changed probably how he does it, or he would have mentioned it. But that's okay. Everybody's got their different opinions. I got mine. So, see, that's the ideal. A very slow burning. This is this is something I have to become an expert in now. I've just realized it. This is kind of like the Swedish log a little bit. The Swedish torch they call it, Swedish torch. There are a bunch of names for it. But making a log that burns slowly but longly, very longly. Uh, but like this fire over here, right here, is burning slowly because of some carefully stacked oak logs. Don't believe all the shit I say. Okay, they were not carefully stacked; they were tossed in there, and it's worked out this way. And now I'm trying to take credit for like you know how things have worked out. Don't trust people. Don't trust me. Don't trust anyone. Don't even trust yourself. Especially, don't trust yourself. You're the worst person to trust. Don't do it. Anyway, so these logs are burning very slowly, right? And that's really cool because what I would prefer to have as I contemplate my bed and, being in it and zonking out heavily for as long as I can possibly do it and having wonderful dreams is I would hope that there would be this slow burning fire across this immense fireplace. It's a really nice fireplace. And that is thanks to the previous owner, who's a really nice person. And she built this. It's called a Rumsford fireplace. That's the design of it. And it reflects heat out into the room really well. That's why it's designed this way. You can look it up. Rumsford fireplace. I don't know who the fuck Rumsford is, but presumably a guy who liked to be in a warm room. That's cool. I would like to be in a warm room, and I am right now because of this design of this fireplace. Could there be better? Sure, why not? There could be more thermal mass in it if you were running it all the time. But you also got to figure out what's your calculation on how many people are going to be in the space for how long. And that's one of the reasons, like I was saying earlier, that I'm really interested in having fires be at the base of buildings and that's your more public fire. That's one that more people go to. And you can have easily one, two, three, even four. You could have four different, aside from the place you feed the fire from, okay? And that's another whole issue you got to figure out is how do you feed the fire and how does firewood get delivered and how dry is it and how do you burn it and how does that work and all that shit. But I believe you could have a very small entry to the fireway and 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 you could be feeding the fire from one spot uh, and have even ashes go down below if you had a sub basement thing that those get harvested from. I don't know. But you could easily have these massively public halls in the depths of your building, in the very depths of your building. And all of your wood that was out of the forest that you manage, all of your waste that you wish to burn, which wasn't toxic in any way, could be burned in these places. And there would be these amazing amounts of light and heat being radiated out into the very base of your building, directly available to people. And all that heat goes in your building. Now, in my case, I want to heat buildings up. I'm not trying to cool them down. So if you lived in, for example, Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, you would not want that. You live in Merida, Quintana Roo, somewhere down there. No, you may be trying to build in to cool down, and that's a different goal. And in that case, your entire use of wood is very different. and everything changes. So anything I'm saying right now doesn't apply to you, and got to be snide about it. I understand, but I'm talking about subtropics, and what I'm saying also can be adjusted to northern climates where I'm more used to, very much more used to, and I would love it to have like systems that work well in British Columbia, for example. British Columbia is so wonderful. What a wonderful place in the whole world. And if you could figure out how to live there comfortably and use the energy of the sun and the wood very well and dig into the slope, you could build whole towns that were dug in and really comfortable. But it would require a redesign of how towns work, where the energy goes into. And a bunch of little houses all spread out across the hills, all burning tiny bits of wood. No, bad idea. It's not a good idea. No, you need to be sucking up all the sun you can into your building because you designed it correctly. And anything you do end up burning needs to be burned down inside the base. And that might even include kitchen things, although that's confusing too. And I'll just mention it as a confusing item is that you want a lot of solar power cooking things up above. And so it might be that the wood fired things you have downstairs actually feed into chimneys that go, you know, like that, like all cool and stuff. Like, look how cool that is. Cool. The smoke goes up. And then you reignite the same smoke, right? You're warming your building because you're living in a northern climate. You want to warm it. But that same smoke that's lit up early in the morning or maybe all night, who knows? I don't know what your situation is or how your community works, but I'm looking at something larger, like a skyscraper falling on its side, dug into the slope. And then you dig into that. And you have your root cellars on the sides, and you're collecting all the sun you can to heat up your building. And you've got, in this case, chimneys in the very base of it. And that's where you do that. And then that same smoke could go up through the kitchen and could get reignited and feed warm air into places that then increases combustion of wood fired stoves above. I don't know. I'm not a physics expert guy, but you shouldn't just blow the smoke out the chimney if you can reuse it. And you can use it to heat places. And by the time that smoke's out of the chimney, I hope you exhausted it. I hope it goes sideways, limp out the side of the building, and there's nothing left. I hope that it's not combustible anymore. And, I don't want to get fancy and build fancy machines to do that kind of thing, but with the right design of a chimney and other fires that happen at certain times and coordinating fire behaviors, it's possible that we could actually maximally use, like to the extreme, we could maximally use firewood. And that's mainly I'm saying that because I don't want to use any. I want to use zero firewood. I want all solar. But I know that where people live now and where I even live, that's a tough call. It can be done. It can be done. Wouldn't be easy. Uh, and so the only other solution then I can come up with is okay, if we can't remove the use of firewood entirely or fossil fuels, which are the same, it's just more removed and you don't see it and you're totally destroying the planet if you're in favor of that shit. And don't tell me about nuclear, okay? That's a different video and no. But the thing is then, like right now, I have a fire with a fireplace, you know, which is good because otherwise it would be on my couch or something. And that would be less convenient. Uh, that fire's not cooking anything. Right now, the only thing it's doing is making me be able to make this video about fire and think about fire. And it does warm up the building. It is kicking out animals, poco a poco, bit by bit. I haven't even seen any bats since I got here, which is kind of cool because there used to be a lot of bats in here, and my friends came and they warmed the house up for me before I got here. So they lit fires for a couple weeks before I got here, intermittently, and just to say, "Hey, bats, this is not a comfortable place for you anymore." And so still got mice, but so I'm wasting this wood. I'm wasting it, and ideally, every single bit of burnable thing that comes out of the forest. And we burn lots of stuff in the forest. Okay, we make gardens with piles of branches and stuff, and trails grow over all the time. I mean, right outside my door, right here, there's a big pile of shit that got cleared off this deck the other day. It just grows over. Okay, there's not a shortage of organic material. Now, most of that should actually be composted. This is all the underbrush, things that grow places, or it should go into an animal, which would be a lot of people are like, oh, you should get goats or something, right? I'm not going to get goats. Probably I might, you know, I'm not totally against it. I really like burros. I just think they're so cool and cute, and also they're being sold to China for medicinal bullshit Chinese reasons, and it's just like that shit is so evil. It's just, you can't have worse pseudoscience than murdering species because of your made up crap. Good Lord. I like burros quite a bit. So anyway, but yeah, I need some ruminants, I suppose, and of course rabbits. They eat forest food, so we can dump anything into them and they'll just munch it up. So raising rabbits is something I would love to get back into. Um, but all these inputs and outputs to every single system that exists are all related to ultimately the architecture of building and who's living in it and why and all these other systems that are actually peripheral to it. They sound peripheral to it. They sound like they're optional. They're not optional. No, we have to build. We can't just have families living out there off the grid and doing some sustainable shit and thinking about self sufficiency and other somewhat ridiculous notions like self sufficiency. But not that it's a bad goal. It's great. It's fine. Do it. Do it. Make more videos, please. I love them. But the entire design of how we live within a natural environment is messed up, and that has to be an architectural solution. And so, if we're going to use any wood for heating, it's got to be used for maximum potential. And I really want everything to be designed for solar. It's got to be, even in this easy climate. Like many people would be like, why bother? You can just pay this amount for. You can get a propane heater. You could get enough solar panels to power things. It's no problem. Solar fixes everything. No, it doesn't. If you have batteries or you're not grid tied, and batteries are total colossal waste, and so well, anyway, I've already talked about this in other videos, so I'm boring myself now, and I just want to be happy with my puppy and my candles, and I don't think I have any food left tonight, but you know what? My belly is full. I don't even. There is some rice in a pan that I put on the ground because I wanted my puppy to eat it, but she did not eat all. So maybe I'll stick it outside and some other dog will eat it. My puppy has a very small stomach, so now she puts seeds all over me. I'm covered in seeds now. These burrs. I don't care. Hi. Oh, did you wake up? Sorry. You're fine. Everything is fine. No problems. She still acts like a little baby. Cutie baby. I want my own dream world back. I want it back. I lost something. I don't know how I lost it, but I'll get it back. It actually does matter to me. Um, I spent a lot of it very intense time in dream world, and for me, it is almost like the Matrix. It is another world, and I do have recurring dreams, and there are recurring characters, and then there's times where it's nothing like anywhere I've ever been, and it's really strange. And I've gotten very used to it, and I've been to futuristic Seattle many times, and going there on Google Maps and looking at side street, whatever they have, or Google Streets, or Microsoft Side Street. I don't know what they got. But looking around my neighborhood, and it's like really weird to look at. It's not the same place it was. And I'm like, holy shit. And I did make good money off that place. And that's what it was going to become. That was a role I played. Uh, and that helped finance this place and this experiment, you know. Two candle lighting is really not that bad. Two candles, just two candles, but not container candles. So I need to have a different word, and I think they do in Spanish. I think vela in Spanish is actually a container candle, and I don't know if there's a different name for these kind, like on a candlestick. Can oh, that's what they say in English. They say candlestick, and they say container candle. I think so. That's what I think. So candlestick. So two candlesticks is good enough for me to record video live until my phone dies. It's not too bad. The fire's going to go back out again if I don't do things to it. I love it. This is exactly the right amount of fire there should be. Yesterday, no, it was today, I woke up and I remembered the fire from yesterday. And the log that was smoldering when I went to sleep was half gone when I woke up. And when I woke up, I was out here and it was still dark, and I was like moving objects around and confused because I don't have lights at work and stuff like that. And I saw this weird light over there. It's just tiny bit of light. I said, "What the fuck's that?" I got on my phone, turn my light. My phone's like my last ditch effort to reconnect it, and turning on the light on that is a bad idea because it wastes my battery. And it was a spark inside the coals of the fire. That's what it was, a tiny spark. And that's good to know. Like, how this is a good question, and someone should help me answer this. And I'm sure someone else has thought about this before I did, but late at night, maybe I even need a separate little firebox for this, like a smolder box. Ooh, that sounds cool. Smolder box. I need a smolder box. Will you make me a smolder box? I need to use a smolder box. Um, but a place to keep like fire alive over time to quickly light a fire in the morning. And the other option is to make fire starters that are more useful. But in a building like this, or a building that is heavily used, because I intend this to be a lodge, I intend to have few people, if none, sleeping here, and I'll build buildings next to it if I have to and do things. But this is a excitingly wonderful building, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I want to have it always have at least a smoldering fire, and whenever there are people that would enjoy a nice fire, that it could be easily improved, that it could be a pleasant fire for them. Right now, it's not set up for anything like that. I got one place I can sit, and I've got two candles. So, uh, But I'm enjoying the heck out of watching this fire struggle to survive. It's doing really well. It's in between the oak logs and stuff. And it's so amazing not to be cold. I can't fucking believe it. I have no sweater on at all. All right, I'm going to try and get outside. I don't know if I can do this. Because I have to make a visit to uh, do something. All right. All right. All right, I'll try and use this light. And it's going to die, but luckily I've got my phone too, so we'll work it out. Oh, it is dark out here. There's a little bit of moon, but not much. It's a very still night. I like that. I could have a fire out here actually on a night like this, and the smoke probably wouldn't blow around that much. It would be wonderful. Hi, Coco. How you doing? Oh, you good boy. You doing dog yoga? Why do dogs do dog yoga? Why do they love that? They got a whole yoga position named after him. It's pretty cool. Downward dog. Hi. Can you upward dog? What is upward dog? Oh, are you excited? Why are you excited? You a weirdo? What are you doing? I'll pet you a little bit in a second. I'm busy. All right, here we go. Hi, baby dog. You so good. You good boy. Yeah, you good boy. All right. Why you so awake? It's because you're a lazy fucker and you sleep all day? I bet that's it. Yeah, I know who you are. Okay, don't fuck with shit anymore. These dogs are becoming big dogs. They're good dogs. But, hi, you stay in here. Uh, little dog is not going to go out tonight. Nope. But I would like to make some lighted spots outside, actually. Hey, you cannot do that. Get off there. Holy shit. The dog training will continue. She just got up on my chair without me in it, without permission. And I probably sound like a dick to some people who don't understand dog training, but that's not okay. You gotta, you know, give your dogs all you can, but don't give them control. Um, hang on. She's back on my lap again now. Hi. Oh, cutie little doggy in the candlelight. These are candles. You see candles? Those are candles. Yay. Yeah. Cutie baby. Well, probably about 90% of what I say will get cut out of reality, I hope. And occasionally, hopefully, I say something useful or interesting. But mostly, I'm just, a dude in the middle of nowhere broadcasting into nothing. Unless you're there, in which case I'm broadcasting somewhere. That fire is just still barely hanging on. So tempted to fire it up more. Really tempted. I want to make a really big fire. It's because I already did that a bunch of times, and it seems decadent. It seems like a waste of wood, to be honest. Uh, I mean, I don't even. I could have right over there on a metal thing that's right next to it. I could have a thing of hot tea cooking up, and then I could drink the tea later. Although right now I'm so comfortable, I don't even need tea. I'm so comfortable. I'm just, I'm deliriously comfortable. I feel like I'm on ecstasy or something, like the drug, you know. I feel like just pleasant. I feel really pleasant, and no one has drugged me. Probably no. That would be an unreasonable hypothesis. Um, and unfortunate too, probably. But no, that's not what happened. I think I am drinking some alcohol tonight, and that is true. And I don't mind that. If you mind it, well, it's okay. Go away. But you know, I feel very relaxed, and uh, I can't say I feel hopeful. I wish I could. I'm trying to really hard, and I'm working really hard at doing things, and I'm fixing myself. I can't say I feel hopeful for humanity. I can say that I can feel hopeful that I can probably turn my life around and be a better person than I've been, you know, and not be broken, and I can do better at helping people. Although I've done okay, and I certainly can do better at plant reproduction. I know I can do that. That's totally doable. So we'll work on that. You can help me. And that kind of shit does matter because if I can document it well enough and I can tell people, okay, well, here's why you would reproduce a plant in your area, you know, kind of like they have, I think, university extension programs or something. And they call them university extension programs. I'm pretty sure. What a dumb name for something. Like, that doesn't tell me anything what it is. Put the word plant or agriculture or anything to do with anything into it. Like, don't hide your program. I mean, I like need to know if that exists around here. I would love to take all their ideas and implement them here and test them, and I can make relationships with local universities and projects and things. And you know, I noticed online there's some Facebook groups for different universities that have these ecological programs and stuff, and so that's an option. Plus, the just general philosophies that I have here, which I need to get translated into Spanish and also continue to implement because we're not done experimenting. I mean, this experiment's not even close to over. I mean, we're just getting started. We're doing better and better with reproduction of plants and mixing of seeds and collecting seeds and distributing seeds and just it's really low key, super low key, not fancy. It's not glitzy. It's boring as fuck. Okay, you know, it's plants, but it's also the future of humanity. So that's a little less boring. Today I saw a jar of seeds that was completely. It was a jar about that big, pretty big, and it was about two-thirds full of tiny, tiny seeds of a particular flower that is very traditional here that we collected from here or maybe from elsewhere. I forgot to ask that. There were other people involved. And the point is that in the coming year, and we do have some of those kinds of seeds that have succeeded here. I just put those in a video the other day. So some have succeeded right here. Um, we can spread those seeds all over this place, and they're a traditionally important um, flower. And I know that might sound a little weird because you can't eat it or something, but you know, not everything important you can eat. And so these are very important flowers. They're orange colored. They're used for Day of the Dead. They're marigolds. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't give a fuck about them, but maybe I should. And the thing is, if they grow for me, then that's all I care about. If they grow here, and if they grow for my neighbors in the town over there, So there's a lot of tiny successes going on here that they don't make it on video and they're not important and maybe nobody cares you know and I do a lot of other stuff right now. I'm doing so much as I can. I gotta do more always. I'm trying really hard, and it's harder than I want to talk about, to be honest. And I don't have enough support, and I'm not making it. Okay, I'm dying here. I don't know another polite way to say it. That's the case. I'm like a person you would pass on the street and stuff. I use every bit I can get, and I get things from a variety of sources. And I just try and feed the dogs, and yes, I did buy brandy, and I'm drinking it. And that came from another source potentially that is more sympathetic to that sort of thing. But yeah, I do drink too much. It's true. I don't care. I'm so comfortable right now, and I think I just try and do the best I can do, given whatever circumstances I'm presented with, and some things are going really well. Some things are uh, like the way the forest is developing is really interesting. I could probably use a team of 5 or 6 people full time just to turn this into an amazing biological uh, seed bank in a way, a living seed bank. And I talked about that earlier in some video I recorded, a living seed bank. And if we make enough of those, then when we do end up fucking up the climate enough that things die off in huge amounts, we could also have things be growing that grow in the new native, the new place that is now native to them, the place that we changed enough that became the place they want to live and reproduce. So I'm interested in creating like collecting all the agaves in pretty much all of Mexico and putting them here. And you look at the Coppin dash something no, it's Koppen zone classification system. Look that up or something. And getting as much things that almost grow here to grow here natively, to renativize them in a place that may be changing, and help them out a little bit, but they won't need much help. It's almost the same climate, right? It's really nearby, like it's in the same state. It's just right over there. There's a different climate, and down there's a different climate. And so, if we move those things to places where they almost fit in, and you can do this where you're at too. You can look up the Koppen Koppen climate classification system. So it's like zones, climate zones. Look up that, whatever. And then think about, in your zone, what would you plant that was out of your normal climate? It could be anything. It does not almost matter. And it doesn't matter whether people can use it or not. If animals can use it, it's great. If it's a tree, it's good. And it's not going to be invasive unless all the other shit there dies that is more native to there. And so it's not like you're going to invade the place with a near native, right? You don't have to worry about that. My dog still has a whole bunch of seeds on her. Dog, you got too many seeds on you. You're getting them all on me. All your seeds are going on me. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, you cute 'ems. Um, that's what I've been doing is planting near natives and some other things too. I mean, there's lots of stuff for different reasons you can plant them, and it's all fine. The fire is still doing really perfect. It's barely burning. Look at it. You want to see it? I don't know if I can show it to you from here. Yeah. I do like that idea. I like the idea of waking up in the morning and having some. I do need to learn about cold pressed coffee. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like it's good. Like, what if I put the coffee in the water the night before? I could do it right now, actually. And then the next morning, I remember that, which is the hard part because I'm not used to this particular behavior. And so I'll probably forget it. Yeah, shit happens, you know. So, but then if I remembered it, then I could fire it up and I could just boil it real quick, and I would get way more caffeine out of it, and it would be like all caffeinated. And I like being caffeinated. It's totally fun. In the morning when the sun comes up, and if I had a fire, and if I could actually relight the fire and just have the fire heat up the coffee, and then I have the light of the fire while I'm waiting for the sun to come up, and then as the sun comes up, I walk out of the house with my cup of coffee in my hand and my thermos too. That's very important. People are never going to understand that I'm mostly making fun of myself, but whatever. And then walk out there triumphantly with my cup of coffee, my thermos in my hand, and enjoy the sunrise. Because where I'm living right now, I actually get less sunrise than before. The sun comes up. It takes another hour. I get filtered sunrise at the normal time, and I get after an hour I get full sun. But up at the view where I came from, I get filtered sunrise in the building, but I can walk out to direct sun. And this gets back into something I was talking about in either this video or a different one about maximizing access to sunrise. And this is another reason to densify people because that's one of the crazy things about like a higher built building, right? Because I'm against these buildings that are over 4 stories tall, right? Like pattern language says, I agree with most of pattern language. I very much agree. The book, it's pattern language book. Read it or something. And so you look at the beach, for example, and they want to maximize view, right? They're looking to maximize view. What do they got? Massive 30-story tall buildings full of hotel rooms. Well, is that my competition then? Is that another design challenge to say, okay, well, if they're doing that because the view is so awesome, why aren't I doing it? Good question. I mean, and most people wouldn't ask that. Most people would be like, oh, I want my 5 acres and I want to be away from everybody. I want a homestead and stuff like that. No, no, that's not what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to maximize view and I'm trying to densify people with not the problems of density. Um, well, that does get into the slope buildings. I mean, the buildings that are built in the slope have the benefits of having a ground floor because they have a way off of it on the slope. That's very valuable. We mostly get rid of elevators, although it's tempting to have painful to say it, but it's possible there could be a tram thing that goes up and down slope that delivers people. I really want to handle shit other ways, and I want transit things on the far north side, south side, in my case. But there's got to be other ways to handle this shit, you know. But it's not out of the question. It's all options are on the table. But the slope idea is a very strange compromise because what it does is it breaks the rules of pattern language. Pattern language assumed that things go up, you know, in a vertical fashion, and they never addressed, as far as I recall, they never addressed things on slope, and that does change things. That mathematically changes things as far as access to spaces and uses of outbuildings and the nature of noise and also, if it's all view, then no one's looking in at you as much, unless they're across the lake and have a telescope. In which case, well, good luck to them. Can't stop that shit. So, those bees are really pissed off. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put all the rest of the wood on this fire because I want to piss off the bees. I want them to move the fuck out. I want their queen to say this place is bullshit. Oh, god damn it! The puppy just finally curled up. She finally curled up in exactly the correct puppy position. See, that's exactly the correct position. I should train her to do that. Before, when I was like annoyed with the puppy because she doesn't know where to go, and she doesn't know where to go. It's not her fault. But she was all squished in a weird place, and I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like I'm gonna squish her head or something. And I don't know. She's fine. She fits in anywhere. She's a very flexible, tiny dog. She's like a rat or a cat. Rats and cats. So should I put all the other wood on there and just fucking fuck shit up? Yeah, baby. Yeah, do that. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't got that much wood here, but I got some. Oh, this will work great. This shit's gonna go up. Ah, yeah, baby. Yeah. This piece of wood's too long. It's gonna fall out. Yeah, position it correctly. Don't fall out, motherfucker. Yeah, baby. Okay, there we go. This will be fun. You can join me in pissing off some bees, which I don't, I'm not proud of at all. Believe me, I don't like it. Okay, sorry I screwed up your seat, baby. All right, tomorrow I'm gonna cut your stitches out. You realize that? Here, I'll sit over here, okay? Why don't you? Whatever. I'm just gonna ignore her and she'll do her shit. She's very good at being cuddly. Okay, so now I've got a ton of wood stacked up on this fire over there, right? I got my two candles, and it's gonna suddenly catch on fire probably. Right now it is zero flames and a ton of smoke. It's not coming in the room though because it's a very well designed uh, stove. It's a Rumford stove, as I said before, and you looked that up, right? You looked it up and saved the tab. Rumsford fireplace, not stove, something like that. And so it will catch on fire pretty soon, and it will light up the room, and then I will say some philosophical shit. or just ridiculous dumb fuck shittery. Then I'll go to sleep. Oh, it just got on fire. Well, I don't feel bad about doing that at all. I like that. If I want wood tomorrow, fuck it, I'll go out and get it myself. Although I have no light left. I'll have my phone, and my phone's gonna die because I'm recording this stuff to you. So it's beautiful. All right, so apparently I can record by candlelight. That lowers my total electricity needs somewhat. And apparently I can broadcast live to YouTube or Facebook and decide later if I want to publish it or not. But generally, why bother recording if I'm not going to publish it? Oh, that's so gorgeous. See, that was because I added pine, right? Because the oak was burning so slow, it was going to go out, maybe, or just smolder. Now, probably by morning, there'll be nothing left over there but ashes. That's a good thing. That is a gorgeous fire. I'm going to stay here a little longer. I was thinking about going to bed. Nah, this is too beautiful. This chair is too comfortable, and my tiny puppy is all curled up into a little ball in my lap. She's totally sleepy. Why would I ever move from a place like this? It's the most comfortable I've felt in years. I feel like I'm getting power over my own life again. Well, don't fall off roofs. That's my advice. Do not fall off a roof. It's a bad idea. But I've always been up for a new thing, aren't I? I'm always up for an adventure and learning new things. And this has been a several year or a couple year learning experience. It's not going to be over anytime ever. I don't think. It's I've had other intense experiences in my life of learning, and most of them though I've chosen and I wanted it and I sought it, even though I could have died, in different situations, and I've taken lots of risks, and I've been in a lot of types of people and different environments. It's been very complicated. But this is the first time that something that I didn't really have any control over super fucked me against my consent. So that's not real great. But I feel like today is really it's my second day here. It'll be my third night, and tomorrow I hope tomorrow I'm gonna go get my stuff I need or I want, because I still have some needs and things, and I'm gonna try and fix myself and be powerful again, and hopefully be a better person than I was. And I'm going to leave a lot of my personal thoughts in my personal head because I got a lot of memories of all things that have happened in my life. And I don't agree with all of them. And I don't agree with what I've done. And I don't agree with what's happened to me. But most people in the world suffer far worse things than I've suffered. And so all I can do is try and promote good things for everybody. And I know that might sound a bit banal or banal or whatever you fuckers pronounce that. I don't know. I wrote something about love that I don't agree with. I don't know what to think. Maybe I should go delete it or apologize or say, you know what? I don't even know what that word means. So I would like to think that something resembling that exists in the world. And, I would like to think that I have it for people, but I don't know. Can't say people act in good ways, you know. You look at that shit over there. See that? That's fire. Yeah, let's go look at it. Okay. Oh, little doggy's on my lap. I can't get up. Not to mention, I've already seen it. And you've seen fire before. But it's a nice fire. So the difference is that the adding of the pines, there was like 3 oak logs there smoldering. Adding the pines made the entire thing fire up, and that's going to burn down into the oaks. One option for me, if I was going to be a smart guy, which I occasionally think I am, is I could lay a base. This is an interesting idea. Lay a base of organized oaks, right, as a base for the fire. Build the fire on top of it. Maybe even put oak walls around it, like just logs. I don't mean walls like bricky walls, but like just oaks, oak logs, and then build a pine fire in between it. The problem is that in a space like this, if my goal is to have that fire burn through the night, how do I set that shit up in a place that didn't have a fire before? Well, that's a good question, isn't it? Well, we could think that there could be multiple fireplaces. And this is a good idea in general. And we've already said that the fireplaces should be deep within the building. So I'm kind of getting rid of the idea of fireplaces within personal residences because also that's really inconvenient. And personal residences should always be the right temperature. That can be controlled at a building level. That makes sense in the city. It makes sense in a rural place. It just makes sense, right? And so, could there be different kinds of fires in the base of a building? Yes. And the heat of those fires would spread throughout the building. We're talking about the base of the fucking building, and heat spreads upward and it goes outward and it's going to spread everywhere. And so there could be different kinds of fires for different purposes in the building. And it's never a problem of if they produce too much heat, okay? Not in this climate. In this climate, everybody would like their house to be warmer. Right now, I'm very comfortable in a short sleeve shirt, just sitting on a easy chair in front of a fire. I'm totally comfortable. It's the most comfortable I've been in as far as I can remember. Uh, Well, no, I can remember further, but lately, okay, for the last few years or something, I've been very uncomfortable for a long time. And so to have even this level of comfort is this astounding luxury. And you could build entire buildings where people have this correct temperature all of the time. The fire is optional for them. And I prefer the social fire. I prefer that people don't have personal fires. Could tiny little fires be available in apartments and condos that are connected to the central chimney system? Sure. I don't care. Make tiny fires connected to the big system. It could probably work out. It is something that should be debated and considered, especially since we don't want to encourage the burning of wood. But the burning of your paper waste, what if I blow my nose in a Kleenex and then I want to throw it somewhere? Where's it going to go? Well, it could go into a shaft that takes it down to a compost place that composts it. And that's a perfectly reasonable option. That's a really good option, actually. And that can be separate from the composting toilet system. So it has different ways of dealing with it. So there's many options. I think the main thing about garbage issues in general is don't let them come into the space. Just don't buy those products. Don't have them. And I even think about things like Tetra Pak, for example. Tetra Pak is a type of packaging, and I don't understand how that supposedly is ecologically good in any way. It's always dirty. I can't clean it. I could clean it. I'm too lazy. And if I burn it, it has this weird foil stuff. Is that good or bad? I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what Tetra Pak is. You know these things because I have products. I mean, I might want to eat one tomorrow. There's salsas and things, and so I have to learn about that. You do too. I hope. We'll see. We'll see who learns what. God damn, there's a nice fire. Isn't that nice looking over there? Yeah, baby. That's all the wood I got in here. So if I want more wood, I have to go walk down some stairs, carry it up here with my bare arms, and put it in the fire. That is incorrect. Any fires that are fed within a building should be fed from above with wood that slides down from above and goes into wood chambers that wood gets pulled out of and gets fed into the fire from about, let's just do the math here, okay. If we had things coming out diagonally of the fireplace, it would be one, two, three, four. Four sections where there were fire locations. That would be 25% on each location. Let us reduce that. What if we took and said that the 75% of them were going to be reduced to only gains 10%. That's pretty wussy. Fuck that shit. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't like it. 75% goes public, 25% goes private into the building, and there's multiple systems that feed the two other systems that are nearby it with whatever they need, and then there's other space in another 25% of it that is also dedicated, especially on the entryway, into other things. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Sorry. I can see it in my head. But yeah, having these spaces in the base of the building, where people could enjoy the benefits of burning of things, right? And if there was nothing down there, then there would be LED lighting, and it would be warm still, and it has the heat of the earth. And how much that's closed off or not enclosed off to the outside world is dependent on the exact space. And as I said, there can be multiple burning locations within a building that goes along slope. Um, it is a little confusing because I've also thought about ideas about having how we can zone out like ranges of places, but it seems like I have to zone out ranges of places that are useful for feeding into other buildings. Um, and that, because I'm trying to figure out land ownership issues, it's really hard. Maybe you've heard about something called Georgism, which I like. It's a taxation based on people named George. You only tax people named George. That's how Georgism works. I think it has a different name. Georgism, I forgot the guy's name, George some or other. But anyway, it's about basically having the only tax be land tax. And it's not a bad idea, really. It's a great idea. It could be revolutionary and brilliant, but I'm unsure. Well, I'm probably going to go, I guess. A friend of mine just tried to call me, so maybe I'll chat with her. Anyway, I've chatted long enough here, haven't I? 2 hours and a half. Adios. And I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. I know a lot of people worried about me, and I'm worried about me too. I really am. I'm not succeeding in life, and I'm not spreading good things. I'm not doing a good enough job, but I'm going to try real hard. So I'll see you later, and I hope that you do the best you can wherever you're at. I know that it's probably impossible to deal with what you deal with, but it's not totally. And a lot of strong people have worked through some hard shit to to help other people. So that's all we got to do. It's simple, but good luck to you.